She was apparently having doubts, and according to Lila, the solution was for me to prove myself by buying Vanessa her dream car. I told her I understood, hung up, and then canceled our wedding venue, making sure the cancellation reason was listed as financial extortion. The deposit, non-refundable, was all in Vanessa's name. I'm 32, and last Monday I was at my desk, finishing up some last-minute wedding arrangements, when my phone buzzed. It was Lila, my fiancée's maid of honor. She's 29, Vanessa's so-called best friend since middle school. Her text read, "Hey Marcus, I need to talk to you about something important. Vanessa doesn't know I'm reaching out." At first, I figured it was something harmless. Maybe she needed help setting up the bachelorette party. We were 8 weeks out from the wedding, so it wouldn't have been a surprise. I replied, "What's up?" Lila came back with, "Look, I care about both of you, so I'm just going to be blunt. Vanessa's been second-guessing things. She's stressed about the wedding, and she's not sure you're the right guy for her long-term." The words made my escrantac sink. Vanessa and I had been together for 4 years, engaged for 1, and as far as I knew, everything was great. We'd just gone cake tasting a couple of days earlier. I asked, "Second thoughts about what exactly?" Lila spelled it out. "She feels like you're not really committed to building the life she wants. Like she mentioned before, you're still driving that old Camry, still living in a basic apartment. She wants to be sure you can provide the lifestyle she deserves." I just sat there staring at my phone. My 2018 Camry runs like new. My apartment's perfectly fine, 2 bedrooms, good neighborhood. Rent's $2,100 a month. I earn $78,000 a year as a project manager. I'm not rolling in money, but I'm comfortable and I've worked hard for it. So I asked her, "Lila, what exactly are you suggesting here?" Her response floored me. "If you truly love her, show it. She's always wanted a Mercedes C-Class. If you surprised her with one as a pre-wedding gift, that would prove you're serious about giving her the kind of future she deserves. Otherwise, I don't know if this wedding is going to happen. Let me break this down." The wedding venue deposit was $8,500. Vanessa had insisted on that location, and she paid it herself using money her parents gave her specifically for that purpose. Catering required another $3,200 up front, also on her card because she wanted the reward points. The photographer, DJ, and florist, probably another $4,000 combined, all under her name because she wanted to build her credit. So I asked point blank, "You're telling me if I don't buy her a $45,000 car, she's ready to cancel the wedding?" Lila doubled down. "I'm trying to help you here, Marcus. She's my best friend. I know what she needs. This would show her you're serious about investing in your life together." I said, "Understood." She pressed, "So, you'll do it?" I repeated, "I understand the situation perfectly." Then I ended the call. I sat there for about 5 minutes, just letting it all sink in. Then I picked up the phone and called the venue. "Hi, this is Marcus Mitchell. I'm calling about the Mitchell-Coleman wedding scheduled for September 15th. "Yes, how can I help you?" "I need to cancel the reservation." "Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Just so you're aware, the deposit is non-refundable." "I understand. Since Vanessa is the account holder, she'll have to handle any deposit issues. Please mark the cancellation reason as financial extortion concerns." Excuse me? That's the reason. Financial extortion concerns. The bride can follow up with you directly about the deposit. I repeated that conversation almost word for word with the catering company, the photographer, the DJ, and the florist. Every single vendor got the same explanation. Took me about an hour to shut the entire thing down. Then I dropped a quick message in my groomsmen group chat. "Wedding's off. I'll explain later. Don't reach out to Vanessa yet." My best man, Connor, immediately responded, "You good, bro?" I replied, "I'm perfect. Details Grantero." And then I waited. Update 1. 3 hours and 16 minutes later, my phone blew up. First, Vanessa, 42 missed calls. Then the texts started pouring in. "What did you do? The venue said you canceled." "Marcus, answer me. They're saying I owe the full deposit." "What is financial extortion?" "If this is about Lila, I can explain." That last line was telling. She knew exactly what Lila had sent me. Then Lila started blowing up my phone. I declined every call, but the texts kept rolling in. "I was trying to help you. You misunderstood. Vanessa's devastated. You're ruining everything over a miscommunication." And my personal favorite, A real man would have just bought the car instead of throwing a tantrum. Next came Vanessa's mom, Evelyn. This time I picked up. Marcus, what on earth is going on? Vanessa's beside herself. Hi, Evelyn. Apparently, Vanessa's reconsidering the wedding unless I buy her a Mercedes. That was presented to me as a condition for proving my commitment. I've decided to cancel instead. Wait. Lila told you this? Yes. She said Vanessa wanted proof I could provide the lifestyle she deserves. There was a long silence, and then Evelyn muttered, "That little witch, let me call you back." 20 minutes later, she rang again. Marcus, I just spoke to Vanessa. Lila took it upon herself to interpret a few comments Vanessa made. Vanessa never actually asked for a car. I asked, and what comments were those? Another pause. Then Evelyn admitted, Vanessa may have mentioned to her friends that she wished you were more ambitious. She hoped marriage might motivate you to upgrade your lifestyle. So basically, she does think I'm not good enough the way I am. That's not what I meant, Marcus. All brides get nervous before the big day. With all due respect, Evelyn, being nervous isn't the same as telling your friends I need to change in order to be worthy of marriage. Either way, the wedding is cancelled. As for the deposits, that's Vanessa's problem. She wanted everything under her name. After we hung up, I sent Vanessa one final text. Your maid of honor told me you needed a Mercedes before you could be sure about marrying me. That tells me all I need to know. The lease here is up in 2 months. Please arrange to move your belongings. Then I powered off my phone and headed over to Connor's place. Update 2. I crashed at Connor's for 2 nights, just to let the dust settle. When I finally went back to the apartment on Wednesday evening, Vanessa was waiting. She'd brought backup, Lila, her sister Tessa, and her mom. The second I walked in, Vanessa burst into tears. Not the quiet, graceful kind. This was loud, messy, attention-grabbing sobbing. How could you do this to me? Everyone knows. I'm humiliated. I kept my voice calm. Vanessa, you embarrassed me first by telling your friends I wasn't good enough. Lila immediately jumped in. She never said that. You're twisting it. You literally texted me saying she needed a Mercedes to be sure about marrying me. I reminded her. Lila waved it off. I was exaggerating. Girls talk like that. You just don't understand female friendships. Then Tessa chimed in, piling on. Marcus, you're being ridiculous. Do you realize how much money she's losing? The venue isn't refunding a dime. I looked at her and said, then maybe Vanessa should have thought about that before deciding I needed to be financially blackmailed into marriage. Evelyn tried the softer approach. Marcus, please, let's just reschedule. This was a misunderstanding. I shook my head. It's not a misunderstanding. Vanessa thinks I need to buy luxury cars and upgrade my lifestyle to be worth marrying. I think I'm perfectly fine the way I am. That means we're simply not compatible. Vanessa eventually cried herself out and finally spoke. Between shaky breaths she said, I never asked for a car. I only said it would be nice if you were a little more ambitious. I looked right at her. What does that even mean, Vanessa? More ambitious? How exactly? She fumbled for words. Just, you've been in the same job for 3 years, same apartment for 4, same car. It feels like you're not pushing yourself forward. I couldn't help myself. I laughed in disbelief. I've gotten 2 promotions in those 3 years. My salary jumped from 62 to 78 grand. I'm saving $1,500 a month. But because I don't waste money on luxury cars, suddenly I'm not ambitious? That's not what I meant, she muttered. Then what did you mean? I pressed. She went quiet. Lila tried to jump back in. Look, just buy the car and smooth this over. Be a man. That time I laughed out loud. A man? A real man doesn't have to buy someone's love to prove anything. Tessa screeched from the corner. She's not asking you to buy her love. She just wants to know you care. I was literally about to marry her. I shot back. That's how I was showing I cared. And then Vanessa threw a grenade into the conversation. If you don't fix this, I'm suing you for the deposits. My lawyer says since you canceled, you're liable. I blinked. Your lawyer? You've already talked to a lawyer? My cousin Nolan, she snapped. He says I've got a case. I shook my head. Good luck with that. I've got Lila's text spelling out that I needed to buy you a car or the wedding was off. That's extortion. which is exactly why I listed it as the cancellation reason with every vendor. The room went dead silent. You told them it was extortion? Vanessa whispered. That's what it was. The very next morning, I came outside to find my Camry keyed. Deep, ugly scratches all the way down the driver's side. No cameras in the parking lot, no proof, but I didn't need Sherlock Holmes to figure it out. Then the social media circus kicked off. Vanessa went online posting this huge rant about how some men can't handle strong women with standards, and how she dodged a bullet with a manipulative narcissist who twisted her words. Her friends swarmed the comments, piling on about toxic masculinity, financial abuse, and how I supposedly trapped her with the deposits and then abandoned her. I made one post, just one. Screenshots of Lila's texts, every single one. The one that said, if you really loved her, you'd buy the Mercedes. The one saying, she's been having second thoughts unless you prove you can provide the lifestyle she deserves. And my personal favorite, a real man would have just bought the car. Let's just say the comment section flipped pretty quickly after that. Update 3. Friday morning, I get an email that looks official. Turns out it's from Nolan, the cousin lawyer. He's demanding I pay Vanessa $15,000 for the deposits plus another $5,000 for emotional distress and reputational damage. I forwarded it straight to my buddy Grant, who's an actual lawyer, not a cousin dabbling in real estate. Grant called me laughing so hard he could barely get words out. Emotional distress? Because she tried to extort you? Oh man, this is beautiful. Can I respond? Go for it, I told him. Grant drafted a masterpiece. Quoted state laws on extortion, attached Lila's texts as evidence, pointed out Vanessa voluntarily put all the deposits in her name, and even noted that her social media tirades could count as defamation. He closed it with, any further communication should come directly to my office. Any continued harassment of my client will result in immediate legal action. After that, radio silence from Nolan. But Vanessa wasn't finished. Saturday night, I was at Connor's place watching the game when my mom called. Marcus, honey, Vanessa just left our house. She was crying, saying you ruined her life over a misunderstanding. She told us she still loves you and just wanted reassurance you were serious about your future together. Mom, I said flatly. She wanted me to buy her a Mercedes to prove I was worthy of marrying her. She said that was Lila's idea, not hers. Yeah, but she never shut it down, did she? She admitted she knew Lila was texting me. My mom sighed. You know, your father and I have been married 35 years. Do you know what car I drove when we tied the knot? A beat-up Honda with 150,000 miles. Because we were building a life together. Exactly, Mom. I told Vanessa that, and she said, times are different now. What did you tell her? I said, love isn't different. Then I asked her to leave. Sunday, I got a call from Vanessa's dad, Victor. Now Victor's always been a straight shooter. Marcus, I'm not here to sway your decision. I just want to know what happened. I texted him the screenshots. He called me back an hour later, furious. Jesus Christ, she really said that. Yep, and Vanessa knew about it. She admitted it when I confronted her. Then I'm pulling every dollar I promised for that wedding. All of it. That money was meant for my daughter to marry a good man, not to try to shake him down for a luxury car. Thanks, Victor. I appreciate that. You know, I always liked you, Marcus. You remind me of myself at your age. Work hard, save, don't flaunt it. That's how you build real wealth. That's exactly how I see it. He sighed. Vanessa. She got sucked into that Instagram lifestyle crap. Sienna got a Tesla, Harper got a Lexus. She felt like she was falling behind. So it was never really about me. It was about her trying to keep up with her friends. I'm afraid so. Monday morning, I walked into the office only to find HR waiting for me. Marcus, we've received some concerning messages through our company Facebook page. They said. My Grantech sank. They pulled up the screen. Someone had written in claiming I was financially abusive and manipulative, warning the company about having me in a management role. This looks personal, HR told me. But we still need to document it. Do you know who might have sent this? My ex-fiancée or one of her friends. I canceled our wedding last week. I showed them Lila's texts. HR's eyes widened. She tried to extort you for a car? Pretty much. We'll note this as unrelated to your employment, but we'll keep it on file in case anything escalates. That same afternoon, Lila showed up at my apartment uninvited. We need to talk. she announced. No, we don't, I said. I'm trying to fix this. You've already done plenty. Look, just buy her something. Not a Mercedes, maybe jewelry, a nice watch. Just show her you care. I stared at her. Lila, do you seriously not get it? This isn't about the money. It's about the fact that she thinks I need to buy her affection. That's not what this is, she snapped. Then what is it? It's about security. She needs to feel secure knowing you can provide. I can provide. I got a good job. I save. I invest. I just don't wave it around like a trophy. But how is she supposed to see that? By trusting me. By paying attention to the way I've handled money for 4 years. By actually sitting down and talking about finances like adults. Not by sending her best friend to blackmail me. She escramped her foot like a teenager. You're impossible. You're throwing away something amazing over pride. No, I said calmly. I'm walking away from something transactional that was pretending to be love. She stormed off, but not before screaming loud enough for the whole building to hear. She's better off without you. You'll die alone with your stupid Camry. Joke's on her. The Camry's paid off and gets fantastic gas mileage. Final update. It's been 3 weeks since I canceled the wedding. Here's how things shook out. Vanessa ended up losing about $15,700 in deposits. Her dad Victor refused to bail her out, saying she needed to face the consequences. She had to take out a personal loan just to pay off the credit cards she'd maxed out. The venue actually called me just last week. They'd had a cancellation and realized they could fit another wedding in on the same day as ours. The catch was, both of us had to sign off on releasing the date. I didn't hesitate, I signed right away. Vanessa, on the other hand, dragged it out for 3 whole days trying to squeeze some of her deposit back. In the end, they tossed her $500 out of the $8,500 she'd already dropped. Not long after, she blew up my phone with angry texts. Furious that I hadn't backed her up, I left her on read. Lila? Yeah, she's not Vanessa's friend anymore. The whole group turned on her once they saw the nasty messages she'd sent me. That's when they all put the pieces together and realized Lila had been stirring the pot for years. Sienna spoke up about how Lila once whispered to her husband that Sienna wasn't happy with her engagement ring. Then Harper revealed Lila had tried convincing her that her husband was cheating. Total lie, of course. After that, the whole friend group cut Lila off for good. Even Nolan, the cousin who thought sending fake legal threats would make him a hero, ended up paying for it. His firm found out he'd used company letterhead to meddle in family drama. His boss wasn't amused. Grant made sure those emails landed exactly where they needed to. Then came Vanessa's final move. 2 days ago, she showed up at my apartment carrying a box of my stuff. We're talking old t-shirts, a chipped coffee mug, junk I had no interest in reclaiming. She was dressed like she was going on a date. Hair done, heavy makeup, and the perfume I once bought her for her birthday. She put the box down and said softly, "I just wanted to bring your things back." "Thanks," I told her, nodding toward the door. "You can leave them right there." She lingered. "Marcus, can we talk?" I raised an eyebrow. "Really? Talk about what?" Her voice cracked a little. "I messed up. I let Lila get in my head. I let Instagram and all the comparing ruin what we had. But I love you. Not your money, not some car, you." I shook my head. "If that were true, you'd have shut Lila down the second she suggested I should buy you a Mercedes." "I was confused," she said quickly. "Wedding planning is stressful. Vanessa, you admitted she was texting me. You let her do your dirty work so you could claim you weren't involved." "That's not true." "Then why?" I asked. "Did your very first text to me say, 'If this is about Lila, I can explain'?" You knew exactly what she was doing. She went quiet. Finally she whispered, I thought if you bought the car it would prove you really loved me." "No," I said flatly. "You thought if I bought the car you'd get Instagram clout. You'd get to show off, keep pace with Sienna and Harper." That's when she broke down crying. Through her tears, she blurted, "I'm going to be 30 next year. All my friends are married. They all have nice things, and I just wanted to feel special too." "You were special," I told her. "You were about to marry someone who loved you, but that wasn't enough for you." "It wasn't about the car," she tried again. "You're right," I said. "It was about what the car symbolized. Status, showing off, being able to say, 'My man bought me a Mercedes.' It was never about us." She left after that, no more words. The next day, Connor shot me a screenshot from Instagram. Vanessa had posted a selfie with one of those motivational quotes about knowing your worth and never settling for less than you deserve. The top comment? Her own dad, Victor. Maybe focus less on what you deserve and more on what you earn. Brutal. As for me, life's been good. That $1,500 a month I was setting aside for a car payment? Still saving it. Actually, even more now since I'm not dropping cash on wedding stuff. Grant and I are even looking at buying an investment property. Turns out having solid credit and a savings account makes that possible. Who would have guessed? Then last night, I got a text from an unknown number. Hi Marcus, this is Sienna. I wanted to apologize for believing Vanessa's version of events without ever hearing yours. Also, my sister Mariah is single, and she thinks what you did was badass. Can I pass along your number? I said yes. Mariah and I are grabbing coffee this Saturday. She drives a 2015 Civic and thinks luxury cars are just money pits that could be better spent on traveling. Honestly, I like her already. The best revenge? Living well. And I'm living comfortably, within my means, just like I always have. No Mercedes required. Edit. Since everyone keeps asking, yeah, Mariah and I had that coffee. It went great. She literally brought a spreadsheet with her 5-year financial plan, complete with savings goals and investment strategies. I'm not kidding when I say I might be in love. Oh, and funny twist, Vanessa saw us together at Target. She had a complete meltdown, so bad that security had to get involved. Lila, of course, texted me after that, asking if I was only dating Mariah to get back at Vanessa. I ignored her, but Mariah fired back with the perfect line. No, he's dating me because I don't need a luxury car to know my worth. Mike, drop.